Greetings to all of you. I'm going to share with you how I handled the scare of COVID as a mother of frontliners. I come from the Philippines, and our country is considered to have one among the highest cases of COVID in Southeast Asia. I also come from Cebu, a province of the Philippines, and it is also considered as one to have one of the highest cases of COVID still in our country. At the start of the pandemic, I prayed to the Lord to prepare my family, as majority of my children are healthcare professionals. One is an internist doing training in neurology. The other one is a pediatric cardiologist. And the third one is an occupational therapist. And because we are all connected to a COVID referral hospitals, this hospital setting allows them to be exposed to more COVID patients. And because of that, because of exposure, they will have a higher chance of being infected with COVID. I was also scared of me and my husband, for we are all in our senior years. For those of us in this age bracket, getting infected with COVID is very alarming and very scary. I have also my maintenance medications as well for my health problems. It was my son in Manila who was diagnosed to have COVID first. It was early during the era of this pandemic, during the time of this pandemic. He lives alone in his place. My worry at the time was not only about COVID. My son was diagnosed to have a difficult type of asthma. And even if his pulmonologist has informed me that his asthma has been controlled, I can't stop but worry still. I was scared all the more when I heard that a lot of healthcare workers succumbed to COVID. To me, the only thing that I could do at that time was just to pray. For how can I be able to help him when he is not to be visited even by his brother who lives nearby there in Manila? As a mother, my only consolation was that I still have something to do to show my motherly love. Love by a mother to her children means sacrifice. Ideally, I should have been there with him, spending hours caring, but it's just not possible. At the time of my prayers, I asked myself, was I able to foster in all my children optimistic hope, the Christian faith, and charity? Was I able to communicate the Catholic faith in all of my children? I also asked myself, was I able to teach them not to be selfish and spend time generously in the service of others, especially for the less fortunate ones? Was I able to allow them to put into practice the Catholic faith? Because that's the only way I'm sure that in his bed inside the hospital room, he should be able to pray to the Lord at the time, because there was never a specific treatment for COVID. At home from Him, away from Him, we prayed the rosary. I never asked Him. I never demanded that He joins us. But He volunteered. He told me, I will join via Zoom. There were instances when He'll be the one to call us ahead of time because He wants to sleep early. Was able to join the rosary on a daily basis through Zoom. And I would be happy to see Him there, even only through the screen. He gives us updates, and through the days, He would tell me that his symptoms never progressed, that it remained mild and moderate. During those times of prayer, even if I have to admit, I was crying to the Lord. I was crying already in thankfulness. I was crying because I was happy that the recovery is near. Thankfully, it remained moderate, and after 14 days, his PCR test turned out negative for COVID. We were eternally grateful to the Lord and was beyond grateful to those who helped us pray for his recovery. Then June came. I thought there won't be any repeat. I was wrong. It was the 1st of June when my other son, the other doctor in Cebu, was diagnosed to have COVID. I was confident because I told myself, we went through that episode previously, we are going to get through with this easily also. I was confident that his case would just either be mild or moderate. Why? He's relatively healthy. Compared to his brother, he never got hospitalized in his lifetime. But I was all wrong. His case was the severe type which scared all of us. I called all my prayer warriors again. I called my relatives, I called my friends to help us pray. In those days of uncertainty, never did I question the Lord, why our family again? Why is it more severe this time? But all throughout those days of uncertainty, when all his laboratory results, his x-rays and CT scans continued to remain bad, I was calm. I was sure that prayers allowed me to stay calm. I needed silence. God gave me silence. My friends gave me silence. The silence that I needed. And the faith in the Lord reminded me that abandonment to the will of the Lord is the secret of happiness on earth. And at that time also, I was sure that God was thinking of me, was thinking of my son, was thinking of my family. And He wanted us to be closer to Him. I never doubted that He will forget us. I never doubted that. My husband was fasting for days as he did his prayers. I have realized many people helped him get through with his tough ordeal. They were his consultants, his classmates, his friends, his colleagues in Manila and in Cebu. People who were not even acquaintances extended help by volunteering as plasma donors or volunteering as prayer warriors or anything that they could just help. When my son later has the chance to talk about his illness, he told me, as he was gasping for breath, he thought that's the end of him, but he never wanted to die also. Because in his mind, he wanted to tell everyone that please be aware of how scary, how treacherous a severe type of COVID is. He does not want his friends, people around to experience what he experienced because it's just beyond words. But God works differently. God works beyond words also. We only have to trust Him. He will do what is best in His time. And what was the time then? In God's time, the medications that were available just came in time for my son to be saved. I considered that a big blessing, the biggest blessing in my lifetime. Soon after, he slowly recovered, and soon after, he was cleared of COVID. We were all beyond grateful to the Lord, beyond grateful to all the people who prayed for us, not only in our country, but also to our friends outside of the country. Indeed, prayers are very, very powerful. I like to close by saying, persevere in prayer, because prayers are very fruitful.